In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to ship Pokemon cards. We're going to cover everything from singles to sealed product and graded cards, going over cost and how-to clips of how you can do all of these things. We're going to be talking about providers like USPS, UPS, FedEx, and more, and where you should be buying your shipping labels. All the information in this video is to help you become a successful seller, selling on platforms like TCGplayer, eBay, Mercari, Amazon, whatnot, etc. We want to make sure that the cards that we are selling as Pokemon sellers are getting to our buyers safely, and this video is going to show you exactly how to do that. Everything that's mentioned in this video can be found in the description at the supplies list, which I have put together to make sure that you have a centralized guide for everything that we are going to go over. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first shipping method. Now, the first shipping method is going to be using the plain white envelope. This is best for any orders that are under 5 cards that you're going to be selling on either TCGplayer or eBay. There are 2 ways to do this, and we're going to break down each way to do so. So with the first one, the plain white envelope on TCGplayer, your total cost on this is going to be an envelope for about 6 cents, a sleeve for half a penny, a cardboard sleeve for 4 cents, a stamp for 63 cents, leading to, with a business card, a total cost of 82 cents. Now, you can do this with different ways and we can do different things, but let's get into the how-to video of how to package it. Okay, so for this first method, you're going to want to grab your TCGplayer invoice, your cardboard cutout, 5 cards, a business card, and a sleeve, as well as the envelope and some tape. The first thing we're going to do is take the TCGplayer invoice and fold it just like this so that we can display the shipping address through the window of the envelope. You're going to want to follow the video on screen, maybe replay this a couple times to make sure you have the folds complete, but essentially what this is doing is folding up the TCGplayer invoice so that it holds cards in place and displays that shipping address in front. Then grab your cardboard cutout, a sleeve, the business card, and the singles that you're going to be selling. You could do this with 1 single all the way up to 5, and for this method we're strictly going to be using only 1 stamp. Then you're going to grab the 5 cards, attach some tape to it, then tape it onto the cardboard cutout. Now, this next step is completely optional, and for me it's an additional 8 cents, but I do like to include a business card in my TCGplayer orders so that people can come follow my socials. Then we'll take the cardboard sleeve and put it into the invoice like I was showing earlier. This is going to hold it securely and make sure that it's not moving around too much. Then grab your envelope, go ahead and open it up and slide the invoice with the cards inside. And once we spin this around, you're going to see your address and add a stamp, and you're good to go. Now, if you have an order that's over 5 cards, for me, I like to do under 12 cards as well. But when you have these orders that are in this kind of middle section, you're going to want to do the exact same steps that I just showed you, except this time you're going to want to add 2 stamps and write non-machinable on the front of the envelope. There are non-machinable stamps that cost a bit, but this is going to basically double your shipping cost from 63 cents for 1 stamp to $1.26 for 2 stamps. This is going to make it so that our envelopes that are thicker can go through the post office with no issues. Now, the previous 2 methods work mainly on TCGplayer, but for eBay, we're going to be using a similar setup. This time, we're going to be swapping a few of the materials. This time, we're going to be using an envelope, which is going to cost us 6 cents, a sleeve, which is going to cost us half a penny, a top loader, which is going to be 10 cents, a business card, which is going to be 8 cents, the eBay tracked envelope stamp, which is going to be 60 cents for 1 ounce, and then it increases the more ounces you add to the envelope, then a team bag for 3 cents, totaling a total cost of 75 cents. The next clip is going to show you how to package this. All right, so the next method we're going to be looking at is the eBay standard envelope, similar to the TCGplayer one, but this time it's going to be using eBay's tracking system. That's the eBay standard envelope. It's all eBay stuff. Now, go ahead and grab your card with a sleeve, put it into a top loader, grab your business card, then your team bag, and go ahead and seal it up. Once we have this, we're going to go ahead and grab our envelope and our eBay standard envelope label. I use a thermal printer to print these things, which makes it super easy to just apply to this plain white envelope. Then once it is applied, you're going to want to take the contents of your envelope, go ahead and throw it in there, seal it up, and you are good to go. Now, for this next method of shipping, we're going to be using a plain white envelope to ship up to 30 cards. 30 is my personal max, but you can try and get more. This is essentially going to be using 2 different sets of team bags and top loaders to make it so that we are putting 15 cards on each side of the envelope, which I'll get into in the video. But you have an envelope for 6 cents, 2 sleeves for a penny total, 2 top loaders for 20 cents total, the business card for 8 cents, 2 stamps for $1.26, 2 team bags for 6 cents, which makes a total cost of $1.67. Now, this video is going to show you how to do it. So unlike the TCG player clip from before, you still are going to want to grab your invoice and all of the materials, but this time we're going to be using 2 top loaders, 2 sleeves, tape, a business card, and your cards, and some team bags. Now, first grab your cards up to 30 and split them into 2 sections. If you're using 30, do 15 and 15, whatever you can fit into those penny sleeves. Then take the cards, split them in 2, put them into their respective penny sleeves, go ahead and add that business card for branding, and then you're going to want to add these with the top loader and team bags. So grab the 2 top loaders, grab the 2 team bags, then take the contents, slip them into the team bag, and go ahead and seal them up. Now that you have both of them in there like that, grab the invoice, fold it the same way from the first option of shipping in here, then put them on either side, and you're going to want to tape the middle and the sides to make sure that they stay on the invoice. Then grab the invoice and put it into the envelope. Once you seal it up, you're good to go. Just make sure that you have 2 stamps and a non-machinable writing on this to make the post office know. Now, if you have an order that has over 30 cards, this could be 50, it could be 100. Unfortunately, plain white envelopes are really not going to be an option. I would recommend just using a bubble mailer, and hopefully you've priced your cards high enough on these platforms that you're selling on to make it so that incurring a shipping cost of around $4 is worth it. So for this, you're going to want to use a 4x7 bubble mailer, which is going to cost 13 cents, a team bag or a graded card sleeve, depending on how many cards there are, for 3 cents, a business card for 8 cents, and after you ship a bubble mailer with tracking, the total cost is going to come to around $4.24. The graded card sleeves are better for quantities that are in the hundreds, where team bags are better for that 30 to 50 range. Let's go ahead and look at the video. So this method of shipping is going to be fine for both bulk lots and when you're selling on TCGplayer. So grab your stack of 30 cards or whatever it may be, go ahead and just slide it into the team bag, grab your business card, and then put it into the envelope. You can also individually sleeve the different counts, whether that's 10 cards or however many you can fit in the sleeves, and do it that way, but I found that cards don't often get damaged if you ship it like this. Now, this is an example with one of those graded card sleeves. They can fit way more cards. This is great for bulk lots. Slide into the bubble mailer, seal it up, and you're good to go. Now, for singles over $20, I like to do tracking by default. This means we are going to be using a bubble mailer, so the shipping cost for this method is going to be a bubble mailer at 13 cents, a sleeve at less than a penny, a top loader at 10 cents, a business card at 8 cents, a team bag at 3 cents, and postage, I'm rounding to about $4. So the total cost is going to be $4.35. Now, for this video, we've got this shiny Ultra Ball. The first thing you're going to want it to do is grab the single that you've sold that's over $20, put it into a sleeve, then go ahead and grab a top loader. Now, I like to use top loaders for some of these more expensive cards, but there are other shipping options you could use. Take the top loaded card and put it into a team bag, and then go ahead and grab your bubble mailer, throw the card in there. Once that you seal it up, you're going to want to go ahead and apply that shipping. I like to use Pirate Ship for my postage. Now, it's important to keep track of all of the supplies that you're buying. If you're using the supplies list and you're accruing a bunch of inventory of supplies, you're going to want to make sure that you're keeping track of that. Well, in the description, I have a link to Wave Financial Accounting. This is the software that I use for record keeping and bookkeeping different aspects of my business. I record all my business supplies, my cost of goods sold, and everything down there. Be sure to check them out. They have tons of resources that will educate you on accounting. Now for the next option. Now, this next option is going to be specifically for TCGplayer Direct sellers, so this might not apply to everyone. But for TCGplayer Direct, you're either going to want to use bubble mailers or BCW boxes to essentially ship cards to TCGplayer. And for this, you really only need a marker and some team bags. So what you're going to do is take a bunch of bubble mailers or the boxes, then you're going to put the team bagged cards into them and stuff like that. So I'll show you that right now. Now, this is how you ship a TCGplayer Direct order. You're going to want those 2 bubble mailers that I was talking about, your packing slips that has all the list of cards that you need to fulfill, some team bags, and all of the other cards. Then, once you've made sure everything is in the proper order, you're going to want to take a bunch of team bags, go ahead and sleeve the cards up in order, label them 1, 2, 3, however many team bags you're sending in to make sure TCGplayer knows what you have. Go ahead and stack them up. Now, if you're using a bubble mailer, I just put them into the bubble mailer. If you're using a box, you can kind of stack them into the box. But to make sure that this is extra protected, I like to apply a second bubble mailer on top of the one I already have. Then once I have this done, I go ahead and just ship it to TCGplayer Direct. Now, the next thing we're going to be shipping is graded cards. This is better for the lower end graded cards. You're going to want to do a lot more protection with higher end graded cards. For those, you should be using boxes if you're in the couple $100 range. For this one, we're going to be looking at the lower end graded cards, and for that, we're going to be using a 4x7 bubble mailer at 13 cents, a graded card sleeve at 3 cents, 2 cardboard sleeves at 8 cents, a business card for 8 cents, and I'm going to assume postage is $4 for a total cost of $4.32. Here's how I'd package it up. Okay, so for this we have a beautiful CGC9 Umbreon. We're going to grab our cardboard sleeves, our bubble mailer, and our team bag, then go ahead and put the Umbreon into the graded card sleeve. This is going to make sure that no scratches get on the case. Then we're going to grab our 2 cardboard cutouts. These can be applied on either side. This is just adding that extra layer of protection. I guess you theoretically could send this card without them, but I'd highly recommend you add some sort of additional protection. Then go ahead and take the tape to make sure that the cardboard folders stay in place on the card. And then once you have this mess of a concoction, go ahead and slide it into the bubble mailer. You could include a business card, but then just go ahead and take the shipping and put it on top. Alright, so that's that for all the single cards. Now we're going to be moving on to sealed products. We're going to start with booster packs and go all the way to booster boxes. Now, if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. This video took a lot of effort. And if you have any questions about what you're seeing here, go ahead and put them down below. I respond to every single comment and I'd be more than happy to help you. So for the next one, we're going to be talking about single booster packs. Now, unfortunately, this is going to be over 1 ounce, so you are going to need 2 stamps and make this non-machinable. But for this one, we're going to be using an envelope, 2 cardboard sleeves. Oh, sorry, the envelope 6 cents, 2 cardboard sleeves going to be 8 cents, 2 stamps at $1.26, then a business card at 8 cents for a total cost of $1.48. So depending on the booster pack you're shipping and where you're sending it, PWE is a valid option for 1 pack. Let's look at the video. So here's how I would ship it. Remember, we do need to use the non-machinable stuff. If you're selling this on TCGplayer, grab your invoice, your pack, and your cardboard sleeves and the graded card sleeve. Then go ahead and put the booster pack in the graded card sleeve for that extra protection. It is going to be a little softer in there. Then go ahead and grab the 2 cardboard cutouts, and just like we did for the graded card, we're going to put them together and then take tape to make sure that everything is secure. Now, like I said, this is going to be on the heavier side, so make sure you're doing non-machinable and applying enough postage for it. Then take the invoice, if this is on TCGplayer, and apply it like so. I've never actually tried doing this on eBay, so I can't speak to that, but go ahead and slide that into the invoice. Then grab your envelope, open it up, and put the contents inside. Once we flip this around, we're going to see that's how you should. Now, if you're shipping more than 1 booster pack, I also have the option for you. Unfortunately, this is going to be using the bubble mailer, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but it will protect the stuff better. Now, for this, we're going to be using a 4x7 bubble mailer at 13 cents, a graded card sleeve at 3 cents, a top loader at 10 cents, a business card at 8 cents, and for postage, we're going to assume $4. So this total cost is going to come to $4.34. So for this, go ahead and grab your booster packs, a bubble mailer, your graded card sleeve, team bag, all that stuff, and the top loader. Go ahead and kind of push these together. If you're using a lot of packs, you might want to look into boxes, but for this we have 4 packs right here. Go ahead and slide the contents into the graded card sleeve. We're putting a top loader in there just to make sure everything is nicely packed together. Then go ahead and seal it up. Once you have this nice little package that the buyer is ready to receive, go ahead and flip around your bubble mailer, put it in there, seal it up, and then apply your postage from Pirate Ship or eBay or wherever you get it. Now we're moving on to some stuff that's a bit bigger. We're going to be talking about booster boxes and other sealed product. Now for me, I sell all this stuff on Shopify, but if you can get the products for cheap enough, it is worth it to sell these things on eBay or TCGplayer or the sorts. So first we're going to start with a single booster box. And for this, most of these products, I tried to use estimates of things that I have shipped them price-wise for in the past. So if you hear some of these costs, that's what these are coming from. Now for this, we're going to be using a 8.5 by 12 bubble mailer. It's a bigger bubble mailer that we're going to put the booster box into, and that's going to be 25 cents. Then a box at a 8x6 by 4. This is perfect for shipping single booster boxes. Then the business card at 8 cents, and usually postage, if it's local enough, is going to be $8. If you are shipping across the country, then it's probably going to be closer to that $12 range. And for all these videos, I forgot to put like dunnage into the boxes, which is essentially like packing paper, but you do want to make sure that the products that you're shipping are really tight in the boxes. So let's go ahead and look at the video. Now for this demonstration, we are going to be shipping a Brilliant Stars booster box. Let's go ahead and grab the bubble mailer, our box, and all of the other stuff in between. Go ahead and grab the booster box and slide it into the bubble mailer. It does help to actually stretch out these bubble mailers because sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to put booster boxes in here, but this is essentially acting like bubble wrap. It's a lot more convenient instead of having to wrap something and tape it, so I like to use bubble mailers. Then we're going to grab our 8x6 by 4 box. As you'll see in a second, this booster box does fit pretty snug, and you're going to want to grab some tape. Now I guess I haven't mentioned it to this point, but tape and paper I didn't choose to include in any of the costs. They are pretty much negligible. The only thing is ink can get expensive, but if you use a thermal printer, that can kind of subsidize some of the cost. Then grab the booster box, go ahead and put it in there with your bubble mailer, and right there I'm talking about put some dunnage or something at the top so that it doesn't move around. Now go ahead and grab your tape. tape up the top side and then tape across. I like to make sure that the boxes are really snug in here because I do not want these getting damaged. And then the last thing you need to do is take your shipping label and apply it to the top of the box. Again, Shopify has this built in, but you can also use Pirate Ship. Now, I showed you how to ship one booster box, but what if we want to ship 2 booster boxes or maybe 2 ETBs? Well, this is going to be another method. For this, we're going to be using 8x8x8 boxes. Those are going to come in at 75 cents a piece, 8.5x12 bubble mailers, which are going to come in at 50 cents. We're going to be using 2 of them. Then a business card at 8 cents. And for this, I went and used a historical, and postage is going to be about $10. These boxes are great because you can do 2 ETBs or 2 booster boxes, or you can do 1 booster box and 1 ETB. And for that, we're going to do a total cost of $11.33. So for this first clip here, we're going to be using 2 Fusion Strike booster boxes. As you'll see in the last video that I just showed, these are very similar. You're going to want to grab the 2 bubble mailers, the 8.5x12s, then grab your business card, your 8x8x8 box, your tape, and your label. Then go ahead and throw the booster boxes, well, gently throw the booster boxes into the bubble mailers. Go ahead and seal those 2 things up. Once you have both of those sealed up, you're going to want to start constructing your box. So go ahead and grab the 8x8x8 box. As you'll see, this is basically a cube, and you can use this for other things too, but for this, I want to use the booster boxes and the ETBs, which we'll look at in a second. Go ahead and construct it up, apply the tape so that everything is snug, and then you're going to want to put the contents inside. So grab the 2 booster boxes, go ahead and put them in snug. Again, make sure you're putting packing paper or additional bubble wrap inside to make sure they don't move around. Then go ahead and close the flaps, take your tape, and go ahead and seal it up. Now for this next item, this kind of varies because it really depends on the product that you're using. So for this, I don't sell many of these actually, but if you do happen to come across battle decks or tins or collection boxes or stuff of the sort, there's really a wide range of options that you can use. In fact, USPS provides free shipping materials for anyone that uses any of their products, whether that's the flat rate boxes or the priority mail boxes. Those are great for collection boxes, but this next clip I'm going to show you is going to be using a simple bubble mailer to ship tins and different products like battle decks. These products can be really unprofitable because of the price points that you sell at, so it's kind of okay to ship them in just a bubble mailer or just the box, and make sure that they're in there tightly so that they don't get damaged. So for this, I'm just going to be using a 10.5x16 bubble mailer, which is a really big bubble mailer at a cost of 40 cents, a business card at 8 cents, and the postage here is going to completely vary. It could be $4, it could be $8, it completely depends on the weight of the object. So for this, it's going to be that 12 cents plus whatever the postage is. Let's look at the video. So for this, we're going to be using both a battle arena deck and a tin. There's that huge bubble mailer. Go ahead and grab your product, and remember, we're just going to be putting these into a bubble mailer. So go ahead and grab it, slide it in, and it fits really nice. Another trick is if you push it all the way bottom and then close it up like this, you can make it so that it doesn't move around that much when you really push the product to the bottom. Then you're going to apply your shipping label, and like I said, that's going to vary pretty drastically. Here's me putting the same thing into a tin, nice and snug. Go ahead and wrap it around, and there's that label. So those are most of the methods that I use to ship Pokemon cards in my business. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've tried to develop these over time. All the prices that were listed in this video are my cost of acquisition for all these supplies. These might have varied because these are from a couple years ago, but as inflation and different supply chain things have increased, this is something you're going to need to factor into your business or into your selling needs as time goes on. Just because you were able to acquire top loaders at 4 cents back in the day doesn't mean you're acquiring them for the same price today. I like that little rhyme. So that's kind of the video encompassing everything. If I missed anything, be sure to tell me in the description, and if you'd like to learn more about what's going on with TCG player sellers, you can check out this video here where I talk about TCG player sellers that are getting banned for multiple different reasons. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.